things are getting a little more personal.
Oh.
You already know how RhythmSpeak came about, right?
Mm.
The whole journey from its conception to actually becoming a reality.
Yeah, we covered all that.
Right. But now, we're going behind the scenes, taking a look at the person who made it all happen, the creator.
Okay, got it.
This deep dive, it's based on RhythmSpeak, the creator part 1. And let me tell you, this isn't your typical biography. It's like a window into this incredibly creative mind, someone who's always pushing boundaries and asking why.
That's interesting. You know, what really grabbed me about this was how they tied the creator's personal life into the development of RhythmSpeak. It really shows that innovation often comes from a very personal place.
You hit the nail on the head. It's not just about the tech stuff. It's about the human element. And this story, it all begins in St. Louis, where the creator grew up.
Yeah.
They were like soaking up knowledge constantly, just like a sponge.
Yeah, I get that.
It makes you think back, you know? Remember when we were kids, always asking why about everything? I know I did.
That's so true. That constant questioning, that drive to figure things out, it really sets the stage for creativity later on. It's like the creator was training their brain from the get-go to look beyond what's obvious, to find connections that other people miss.
Speaking of connections, there's this part in the biography that lists the creator's favorite shows from when they were a kid.
Like what?
Get this. Fraggle Rock, Muppet Babies, Today's Special, Pee-wee's Playhouse, The Smurfs, He-Man, even G.I. Joe. Any of those ring a bell for you?
Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely. Those take me back. But you know what's cool? Those aren't just random shows. There's a theme here.
Tell me more.
They all have this common thread of imagination, thinking outside the box, and just being creative.
I see it.
Like Fraggle Rock with all those different cultures and perspectives, and Pee-wee's Playhouse, which is totally offbeat and surreal. They make you question what's normal and encourage you to just embrace the weirdness.
You know, it's almost like those shows planted the seeds for how RhythmSpeak approaches communication, which is, let's be honest, pretty unconventional. They showed the creator that there are tons of ways to look at the world and express yourself.
Absolutely. And that idea of challenging conventions, it pops up again and again in the creator's life. The biography mentions how they were constantly going against the grain, facing pushback for their ideas because they were just so different.
It's like they say in the biography, and this really stuck with me. After every conceptual wall we break through, we encounter yet another challenge, each demanding that we identify and overcome a new personal barrier. Talk about resilience, right?
Totally. It reminds you that coming up with something new is rarely easy. You have to get out of your comfort zone, deal with people disagreeing with you, and just keep going, even when it's tough.
That's such a good point. And this brings us to another fascinating thing about the creator, their philosophy on imagination. They see it as this crucial part of being creative. It shapes not only what we make, but also who we are.
You know, there's this quote that I think sums it up perfectly. It is so we can create. We are creators, and what we create, in turn, shapes us. This interplay between what inspires the creator to create and how the creation then influences the creator, positions the creation as an active participant in its own evolution. Super right.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. It's suggesting that our creations, they kind of have a life of their own. They can affect us in ways we might not even realize.
It really does make you think, how have the things you've created changed you? Interesting, huh?
It really is. And when you look at RhythmSpeak, you can see this philosophy woven right into it.
For sure. It's all about expressing yourself, being creative, and constantly evolving. It's not just about sharing information. It's like you're becoming part of it, making it part of you.
So here we have this picture emerging of someone who, as a child, was filled with wonder and a thirst for knowledge. Someone who isn't afraid to challenge norms and overcome obstacles, and someone who deeply believes in the power of imagination. That's a powerful combination, and it sets the stage for something truly revolutionary to be born.
It really makes you appreciate the depth behind RhythmSpeak. It's not just some language, it's like a culmination of experiences, philosophies, and this constant drive to push boundaries. I can't wait to see where the rest of the creator's story takes us.